Hello, everybody. My name is Brandon Brock, and this is WCS 240, Writing for Digital Media. I've been teaching here at Nazarbayev University for 5 years now. I actually just had my 5-year anniversary last week. Seems like it's flown by. It's gone very quickly being here at Nazarbayev University. I love teaching here. I love living in Kazakhstan. Not planning on leaving anytime soon, not planning on going back to the US where I'm from. I love traveling around the country. I love seeing all the amazing sort of landscapes and nature that Kazakhstan has to offer. And I love Kazakhstan so much that I actually ended up marrying a Kazakh woman. Some of you may know her. I am originally from Texas. I am from El Paso, Texas, which is right on the Mexican border. I went to school in El Paso at the University of Texas at El Paso. I got my bachelor's and my master's there. I got my bachelor's in English and American literature, and I got my master's, a Master of Arts in teaching English. So that's just a little bit about me. I created this course probably about 2.5 years ago, I want to say. I probably piloted about 2.5 years ago. Every semester I run this course, every semester I teach this course. I'm making gradual improvements to it every time. It's not a perfect course yet, but it's getting better with every semester that it's run. It's working out a lot more smoothly. Writing for digital media is more or less what we would call multimodal composition, multimodalities. You're going to learn about these in some of your first readings. It's basically communicating in more than one way, right? Rather than just talking or just writing, we incorporate visual, we have oral, we can use linguistic, we can use gestural. There's lots of different modes that we can use to communicate. And so in this class, basically what we're doing is called multimodal composition. We're going to be composing pieces of work. We're going to be creating things that are multimodal. First of all, this is not a journalism class. A lot of students sign up. Writing for digital media kind of sounds like it's journalism. You're going to be learning how to write for newspapers and online magazines and things like that. In a way, you're going to learn how to create blog posts in the digital media sense, but this is definitely not a journalism class. It's very difficult to teach a journalism class in a country that doesn't have free press, right? This is not a creative writing course. This is not an academic writing course. This is not a grammar course. This is not a graphic design course, right? We are going to be studying design quite a bit, but it's not a graphic design course, right? It's not an art or an art history course. It's not a film studies course, right? There's lots of misconceptions about what this course is. We're going to have to dabble in film studies because we need to learn how to create multimodal videos, right? So we need to learn, shot camera angles, camera shots. We need to learn some production techniques, right? So we're going to have to dive into film studies a little bit, right? We have to learn about design because all the design and video editing are very important for the rhetorical aspects of this course, right? So we do have to study design. Before we can get into that, we have to sort of start at the very beginning. So we kind of got to come back to linguistic. We're studying linguistics a little bit. We're studying art and art history a little bit so we can start learning the visuals, sort of visual rhetoric. You do have to be creative in this course to create. You are going to be creating videos, posters, blogs, websites, things like that. And like I said, we will be writing blogs, which is kind of like journalism, right? So we kind of put our fingers into all these other little disciplines all over the place, right? Because multimodal composition is a sort of new field that isn't clearly defined yet. And so we take from lots of other little disciplines and we study those things in order to make multimodal composition. Multimodal composition, as all of you know, is the sort of second year option that you can take as an elective. You could have taken technical writing or science writing or advanced composition or creative writing or public speaking, right? All these other ones. You chose to take multimodal composition. Multimodal composition, writing for digital media, whatever, they're the same. It builds off of what you learned in SHSS 150, mainly from the side of rhetoric, right? So hopefully you understand, hopefully you remember and you understood when you were creating your rhetorical analysis. That's where we're mainly going to build off these ideas of ethos, pathos, and logos, right? So we're going to go further into the rhetorical situation and start looking at digital rhetoric and visual rhetoric and these sort of things. So that's where it's kind of connected between the writing part of it. We're not really ever going to turn in an academic essay, so to say, in this course. You will do writing in the forms of blog posts, and you'll do writing in the forms of write-ups that are connected to more of your multimodal projects. But never in this course will I ask you to submit a 3,000 word essay as a final project sort of thing, right? We're going to be focusing on how to create and how to compose and how to put together multimodal projects, which, yes, will include some writing, some sort of linguistic mode, but there's going to be so much more to that, right? And that's where writing for digital media becomes a lot more fun in my mind than a lot of these other courses, that the other 200 level electives that you could have taken. We're going to be working on a lot of different projects. We're going to be doing a lot of work, right? The class is fun, but it's not an easy A. It is possible to get an A in the course. I have had lots of students get A's, but I've also failed a lot of students, right? And so it all depends on the amount of work that you put into the course is really what's going to match your grade at the end, right? So it is going to be a lot of work. Trust me on this, right? You're going to be reading a lot. You're going to be creating a lot. You're going to be publishing a lot. There's going to be constant work throughout the semester. We have deadlines rolling throughout the entire semester. The readings, for the most part, are fairly easy. There's a lot of them, but they're not very difficult readings, so to say. Some of them are a little bit more advanced, but they're easy to understand once you sort of get into them, right? Once we start practicing and using them. The first half of the course is going to be really theoretical. We're going to do a lot of reading and lecturing in the first half of the course because we need to learn what multimodal composition is and what all these different fields, we need to learn about all these different fields that make up multimodal composition. The second half of the semester is going to be a lot of creating, right? So it's going to be a lot of you working and creating these projects, so to say, right? So the first half is pretty theoretical. The second half is a lot more practice, right? You need to learn first and then you can practice. One other misconception that I forgot to talk about is, or gossip or rumor, is that in order to get an A in this course, you have to have fancy $1,000 cameras and, you know, of ultra 4K HD high quality sort of stuff. Absolutely false. I've given out plenty of A's for people who have used my sort of not so advanced cameras. I've had people with A's who filmed everything on their iPhones or their Samsungs or whatever smartphone they have, right? You don't necessarily need to have prior knowledge in anything that we're going to be discussing in this course. If you've never filmed anything before, that's fine. If you've never edited anything before, that's fine. If you've never created a poster before, if you've never created a website, that's fine. That's probably why you're taking this course, so you can learn these things. I will give you some short tutorials on basically how to put together a website, how to use a video editor, the very basics of a video editor, things like that. I'll give you some tutorials, and I'll give you lots of other YouTube videos where you can learn these things, but you're gonna have to learn on your own, especially since this is an online semester, right? So you're gonna have to put effort into this. If you don't have experience already, you might have to go out and watch a few extra videos to start learning how to do these things, right? So this is our Moodle page. We will be using Moodle for everything for this course. We have to use Moodle. We have to use the gradebook on Moodle. You have to submit all of your assignments on Moodle. We'll get into this a little bit later once we actually start having our first assignment. But basically what you're going to do is you're going to submit links to all of your assignments on Moodle, and that's how I'll give you a grade for them. All the videos I post on Moodle or the links that I post on Moodle, I'll also post in our Telegram channel. First of all, a couple things, right? We have our syllabus attached here. I'm going to go over the syllabus in the next video. We have our calendar. I'll go over that in the next video as well. Here's our blog post rubric. I'll go over that a little bit later in the semester when we start talking about our blog post. And then these next two things, right? This is a promotional video for this class, Writing for Digital Media. It was created by a former student of mine. It's a great video to watch. It basically gives you a lot of information about what we're going to be doing in the class. All the footage that you see in this video is all taken from former students, right? So it's a video about the class with all the work from the class put together by a student who took the class, basically, right? So you can see all the things you're going to learn from this course. Really great video, short, quick. I recommend watching it if you haven't done that already. I also have a link for a student review of the course. After this course, she decided to open up her own YouTube channel, and so she did a review about why to take Writing for Digital Media for Nazarbayev University students. Great video, about 10 minutes long, goes into a lot of detail about the things we're going to do for the class. Highly recommend watching that as well. All of your readings for the semester will be in this link here. It's a Google Drive folder that everybody has access to. So here's your folder of all the readings. Language and Learning in the Digital Age is going to be the first reading that you have to complete here. It's broken down into chapters for you as well, or first 6 chapters and the last 2 chapters, important ones that I feel. Writer Designer is our main text that we'll be using throughout the semester. This is broken down into all 7 chapters of that book. Visual Culture readings will be coming up pretty soon as well. These are the ones that are a little bit more difficult, but we'll talk about them when we get there. But here's almost all of our readings for the semester. Universal Principles of Design, UPD, will be another huge source that we're going to use once we get into looking at design. The last thing I want to show you is what your homework, so to say, will be. I want you guys to record your first video for the semester, and I want it to be an introduction video. What I want you to do is I want you to take a video of yourself. It can just be on your phone, talking to yourself on your phone, or from your webcam like I'm doing right now on your laptop, whatever's easiest for you. If you want to edit it and make it amazing, do it. If you want to record it as a Instagram story, as a Facebook story, as a Snapchat, feel free to do that as well, right? However creative you want to be with this introduction video, I'm cool with it. Short video, I would say a minute, 2 minutes is probably enough. First of all, your name, your major, your study, and your age. Where do you live, and where is this in Kazakhstan? Like I said, I've traveled a lot in Kazakhstan. I know where a lot of places are in Kazakhstan, but it really interests me to know where you're from and where that is in the country, right? The next ones are probably the most important ones here, though. What experience do you have with creating and interacting with any form of digital media? Do you just engage with social media, right? Are you just on Facebook, Instagram, VK? Do you not create anything? You just engage, right? You just interact with digital media. You like watching YouTube videos. You like watching short videos. You like looking at posters and getting information, whatever it may be, right? Or do you have some experience in creating? What do you create? Have you worked on websites before? Have you been a social media marketing manager? Are you a videographer? Do you do a lot of video editing? Do you do a lot of filming? Do you just do it for your personal use? Do you do it for professional? Like you sell it, right? You make money off of this. Are you creating posters? Like what experience do you have? And again, if you don't have any experience, perfectly fine. That's, again, probably why you enrolled in this class, right? So you can get some of this experience because you know that these skills are going to be important for you in the future. So let me know why you're taking this course. Also talk to me about what you hope to get out of this class, right? What do you hope to learn in this class? And it may go hand in hand of why you took this class, right? So what do you hope to learn and do with once you get out of this class, right? What do you want to have under your tool belt? And then you can just end it by talking about, some interesting personal things about yourself. What do you do in your free time? What do you enjoy doing? What experiences have you had? Your hopes and dreams, whatever. You don't have to answer all of these questions. These are just examples of what I kind of want to see from you, just because I want to get to know you a little bit better, right? This will allow us to connect to each other as a discourse community of writing for digital media. It's not a graded assignment. I really just want to watch them and get to know who you are. This is a forum. So once you click on it, everybody will just add a new discussion topic and you can just post a link. Since it is in a forum, everybody will have access to this, right? So if you want to get to know who your classmates are, this would be a great way to sort of introduce yourself. Like I said, it's going to be a fun semester. Great to meet you guys. I hope you're excited.